America saw a meteor.
And then a door opened, and this little man got out and had on a black suit.
62 children came into contact with what they say were alien creatures.
But it was the eyes that was frightening.
But they believed the aliens had an ominous message.
I think it's about something different happened. I thought was maybe the war is going to end. To know that we're actually making harm on this world. And I don't think but just popped up in the head. It's just that the face with the eyes, they look horrible.
What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now aren't. They're not doing anything. They are not. They want those major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
This facility was supposed to have closed in June of 1993, yet instead several $1 million in federal funds have been spent on supposed renovations over the past 2 years. Outside this building is fencing and a Category 1 section of fence, all topped by barbed wire, pointing inward not to keep people out, but to keep people in.
The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5, 6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029. U.S. military has known about this for 45 years.
President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it, and he took the step without approval from either the U.S. Congress or the people of the United States.
In 1986, Pope John Paul II gathered in Assisi, Italy, the leaders of the world's major religions to pray for peace. There were snake worshippers, fire worshippers, spiritists, animists, Buddhists, Muslims, Hindus, North American witch doctors. I watched in astonishment as they walked to the microphone to pray. The Pope said they were all praying to the same God, and that their prayers were creating a spiritual energy that was bringing about a new climate for peace. John Paul II allowed his good friend the Dalai Lama to put the Buddha on the altar in St. Peter's Church in Assisi, and with his monks to have a Buddhist worship ceremony there while Shintoists chanted and rang their bells outside. The prophesied world religion is in the process of being formed before our eyes, and the Vatican is the headquarters of the movement.
If all men and women, whatever the differences between them, cling to the truth with respect for the unique dignity of every human being, a new world order, a civilization of love can be achieved. May God guide us and bless us as we strive to walk together hand in hand and build together a world of peace.
We may never discover the famous alien ET, but it may surprise a lot of you. It did certainly surprise a lot of us. The Vatican is looking to the heavens for signs of life.
Yes, David. 400 years after the church locked up Galileo for challenging the view that the Earth was the center of the universe, the Catholic Church is exploring if life exists elsewhere in the universe. And astronomers, physicists, and priests are in Rome this week to debate the age-old question, if we are, or are we, really alone? And Dan Gilgoff covers religion for U.S. News and World Report. Dan, early this morning, this 8 o'clock, David and I are all happy about this story. This is our story. We love this one. Dan, by the way, is the author of The Jesus Machine. So, you know, so many times the Catholic Church, especially, and religion in general, is seen as being behind the times. It seems like a very progressive conversation to be having. What are they really looking at here?
It is. You know, the church has come a long way. As David mentioned, you know, they locked up Galileo. Before Galileo, about 35 years prior, there was actually an Italian philosopher who was burned at the stake for suggesting that there was extraterrestrial life. Now, here we are, 400 years later. Yeah. And the church is inviting these same exact folks, this guy, the same type who was burned at the stake, to the Vatican.